This is The Sit Down, and I'm here with Grammy Award-winning singer Howie D, one-fifth of everyone's favorite boy band, including mine growing up, the Backstreet Boys. How are you?
Good. How are you doing,
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
You know, childhood me would freak out right now, but today I'm a professional and I'm keeping it together. So it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
It's really good to have you. So you have a new album coming out, and it's called Which One Am I?
Yep.
You have described this as a family album. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. If you would have asked me probably, 11 years ago if I would ever be thinking of doing a family album, a kids album, I would have probably thought you were off your rockers. But you know what? Life has changed. All the Backstreet Boys, we've grown up now. Pretty much all of us now are married with kids. And about 5 years ago, I was sitting with my son, James, the oldest one, who's 10 now. He was at 5 at the time. And I just was having a hard time connecting with the music that was out there, bonding with him. And I didn't really understand it because I felt like, there's so many great movies that are out there that are, parents and kids can enjoy, like Wreck-It Ralph, Toy Story, all these great ones. And I didn't understand why there wasn't any music on that same kind of level. And then one day it really dawned on me when I was looking at the audience of one of our concerts, and I started seeing all these mothers who have grown up with us that are now bringing their kids out to our shows. And I'm like, absolutely, I need to do something that besides Backstreet Boys, the parents and kids can enjoy as well.
Yeah, for sure. And the lead single off your album is called No Hablo Español. It's about growing up mixed race. So tell me about that experience as a fellow mixed race person. Did you have to feel like you had to choose a side growing up?
Well, when I decided to make the album, I was working with two great writers, Tor Hyam and Lisa St. Lou out of New York. And when we were discussing what to write about for the record, they said, your life as a child is really interesting. I went through a lot of same situations that kids are now, many years later going through the same things as being shy, feeling, vertically height challenged, definitely being my older sister's shadow. And one of the songs we wrote, like I say, was No Hablo Español, which was dealt with as a little kid. My mother was Spanish, my dad's Irish, Scottish American. But back in that time when I was growing up, I think a lot of parents and coming from other countries were just trying to make sure the kids were like Americanized. And I growing up with the accent. So in my family household, unfortunately, I didn't learn Spanish. And it wasn't until many years later that I did learn Spanish. But as a little kid, people just automatically assumed with my nice olive tan here that I was Spanish and would just start speaking to me Spanish automatically. And so really quickly I learned to say no hablo español, which means I don't speak Spanish.
Wow.
But I've always felt a very close connection with my Latin roots, especially as I got older. I mean, I love the food, I love the rhythms, I love the people, and I'm still trying to influence my kids to make sure that they still have a part of that generation still there.
That's so important.
Absolutely.
You mentioned your mother is Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to visit Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria?
I have. Actually, I'm blessed to have a place in Puerto Rico that I got from my mom several years back, and I recently visited it about 6 months ago. Just to make sure after it was fixed up and everything, and went back to see the island. And because I have really, I feel like, deep roots there. Even though, like I say, now that I've learned a bit more Spanish, I don't speak as fluently, but I can get enough by to survive, make my family survive and eat and be okay.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's such a beautiful island, and I felt so compassionate to want to do what I could, especially when the hurricane hit, and at the time with Backstreet Boys to get out and encourage people to help donate and really support it. But the island has come back strong. Puerto Rico is strong, and the people there are strong, and the island is going to be bigger and better.
And you mentioned that you stepped in and helped out on the island right after the devastation. What was it like watching the U.S. government do barely anything?
It's definitely tough. I'm definitely not a politician or try to interject too much. I'm a singer, and but I can feel the compassion for the island. So that's why I try to do as much as I could on my part to support it as much as I could by letting the fans know and really using, I guess, my quote-unquote celebrity status to bring awareness to the island.
Well, speaking of fans, you're currently on tour, on the DNA Tour, which is named after your latest album, which went to #1 immediately. Is it surprising that your fans have remained so faithful over the years?
I mean, we have some of the best fans around the world. They truly are the heart and soul of Backstreet Boys, and I have a saying, keep the Backstreet pride alive, and they do that. After now 26 years, they have supported us in the highs and the lows. And they're coming out strong now on the tour. We just finished a 2-month run over in Europe, where it was amazing to have sold-out arenas, and to be back here in the States and doing arenas again. It's one of those kind of things that every artist, when you have such such an amazing career the first round, to have lightning strike in a bottle twice is an amazing feeling, and I think we owe that to all of our fans.
And how have you as a group managed to stay so strong over those years? Because your fans have stayed true, you know, the music is good, it's going to stay good, but you guys have really kept close for this entire time.
You know, we truly have a bond that's like on any other. I mean, we say we're like brothers. It's almost like a second marriage. Each of us have almost kind of been married to each other longer than our own marriages. But, you know, we have our moments, good and bad, even with each other. We're not perfect, but we really try to communicate. And I feel like that's the key to anything in life. You know, with the guys, you know, we talk about things. I know, you know, what's the enough factor for each of the guys. And we all say, okay, let's discuss our careers. It's now about having a balance, especially now that we have families.
For sure.
And so we're able to talk about it and say, hey, you know, I really need this time off, or I really want to work on possibly even a solo project like what I'm working on. And the guys, we all are open to each other to, you know, spread our wings. You know, and because being in a group, you know, sometimes you do lose a little bit of your individuality. So these individual projects that we allow each other to do just allow us to be stronger as individuals and come back even stronger for the group.
And I'm sure the fans love a strong group to remain strong.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But before Backstreet Boys, you auditioned for Menudo. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you that you did not get that gig?
Well, you know, it's quite interesting. And that was one of the biggest hurdles that I went through that really made me realize I need to learn Spanish. Because at that time, especially as a kid growing up in Orlando, you trying to do the acting, the singing, the dancing just to get a break. A lot of times I was always sent out for like the Spanish roles and stuff like that. And I would hinder myself by, unfortunately, not speaking Spanish. And so when I had the chance to audition for Menudo back when I was 14 years old, and had a couple of callbacks when they had a house in Orlando, it's quite funny, actually. Ricky Martin sat in on my audition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in the group at the time. And I sang the song "Endless Love," the girl and the guy part, because my voice hadn't really properly changed yet. And but the talent coordinator was like, "Hey, Ricky, come down here," because that was, I guess, like I say, his favorite song. But it was a great experience. It was a learning lesson in life, and for me, that was a catalyst that really made me realize that I need to take a stronger interest in learning the language. I took courses in high school and college, Berlitz courses. Even by the time I got into the group, I encouraged the guys to sing some songs of ours translated in Spanish. We did Nunca Te Haré Llorar and Donde Quieres Yo Iré. And so it's one of those kind of things that you know, besides Menudo and seeing other great groups that we admired, like Boys to Men, translating some of their songs, I realized there was a big, huge Latin fan base out there for us. And
Yes.
I think the guys appreciate that I'm a little Latin, because I bring that fan base to the group.
You bring it there, and you expand the audience for them so that everyone can love you globally.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of loving everything, your album is called "Which One Am I?" which everyone's going to love. So we thought it would be fun to ask you which member you would be if you were in these groups, which you'll see right here.
All right.
Are you ready to play a little game?
Sure.
All right. So the Spice Girls, would you want to be Baby Spice, Ginger Spice, Sporty Spice, Posh Spice, or Scary Spice?
Well, the funny thing about this question is that we do an annual Backstreet cruise. And this past one here, it wasn't my idea. I definitely won't take claim for it. But we always try to do like fun nights at like big deck parties out for all. And we'll have like 2,000 fans that'll be on these boats. And every night we're doing something, you know, a fun party for them after like around from like 12 to like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know who it was, but some of the guys said we should go dressed up as the Spice Girls. And I don't know.
Okay, who are you?
So it was a process of elimination because I think our wardrobe stylist automatically thought I should be Scary Spice.
Naturally.
But AJ said no way in the world would he allow that, because he feels like he's Scary Spice. And so Nick had to be Baby Spice, you know, the young blonde hair. Kevin's kind of posh, so he had to be posh.
Okay.
No, I actually could have gone as Sporty Spice, but Brian's a little bit sportier than me. So I got Ginger Spice.
You got Ginger.
Yes, and I wore that exact outfit right there.
Really?
And they had me in some kinky stiletto boots, which hurt my calves for the next 3 days.
Gosh.
And I'm sure that picture's out there quite a bit.
Well,
for
I need
fans.
to see this photo because I can see you. I see it, but you know, I'm a Scary Spice fan. All right, the next girl group, Destiny's Child. Would you be Michelle Williams, Kelly Rowland, or Beyonce Knowles?
You know, I think I'd be Kelly Rowland.
Thank you. Kelly needs more attention.
Yeah.
Everyone focuses on Beyonce. I love you, Beyonce. Don't kill me.
Yeah,
but Kelly is the
She's
queen.
a sweetheart.
She's amazing, and she's ruling your.
We had a chance to work with them. They actually opened up for us many years ago, before they exploded. And but they're just an amazing, talented trio of artists.
So you are the reason why Beyonce's Beyonce. Great.
I wouldn't take exactly that claim, but hopefully I had a little help.
That's for you, America. All right, now another boy group, a boy band group. New Kids on the Block. Would you be Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg, Jordan Knight, Jonathan Knight, Joey McIntyre, or Danny Wood?
You know, they're all a bunch of great guys. We had the pleasure of touring with them. We did a whole tour called NKOTBSB.
Yes, I remember.
Tongue twister. And it was an amazing run that we did in the United States and in Europe. And so I've gotten to know all these guys and had great moments with each of them. But I probably would be Jordan.
Okay.
Because we both have a similar high range
height
in the group.
Height's a big thing for you.
Not height, range-wise. Range-wise.
Oh,
believe me, I'm still vertically challenged comparison to those guys. So,
all right, so you have similar range.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the last one, which may surprise you.
Okay.
It's going to be the Kardashian clan with the Kardashians and Jenners. So are you Kim, Khloe, Courtney, Kylie, Kendall, or Kris?
I'm probably Courtney.
Oh, I like this. Oh my God, you want to be Scary Spice? You want to be Courtney? I would have chosen all these too.
I'm kind of like a little bit more soft-spoken.
Courtney is not soft. No, she is. No, she's not. None of them are
Actually, you're right.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, man.
I'm so excited to hear the new album, and I know the world is really excited to listen to it. So you can listen to Which One Am I on all streaming platforms on Friday, July 12th. But stay tuned for more AM to DM.